There we go. All right. Okay, guys. Well, are we live now? There we go. Yeah, a couple of seconds in. Okay, guys. Right. Well, this live stream is kind of just a little bit of a sort of random one. I was thinking. So I just wanted to do a little bit of a kind of channel update and message sort of thing to let you guys know what's going on because obviously it's a little bit of just a little bit of kind of chaos, to be honest, with the world right now. The whole uh, coronavirus and just everything being closed. It's just absolutely insane. So yeah, a few things just to let you know what's going on the with the channel over the next little while, travel plans and various other things like that. So plans for the channel over the next little while. The first thing we need to I've got a list here that I'm making sure I go through, by the way, so that I don't miss anything. So, first off, I did the stream about the Reddit. Um, how long ago was that now? That must have been a few weeks ago now. But yeah, we did. I did a stream talking about the whole Reddit thing, and I still get people messaging me about the Reddit. They're like, "Oh, you're in the top. You're like second on the all-time thing in this deep into YouTube subthread." So it's a really niche thing, a really niche part of Reddit. Apparently, as I say, I stay off Reddit, and I've stayed off Reddit purposely because I know you could just lose so much time there. But the channel growth has been crazy. As I've always said, never been in it for the numbers, but it's just still think it's mental that the channel basically doubled in size overnight. It's absolute insanity. So yeah, for all of those of you who've watched the channel from the very beginning, you guys are the rocks. You guys are the rocks, and to all the new people who've joined again, welcome. This Reddit stuff is just absolutely mental. Just absolute craziness. But yeah, the Reddit thing still can't get my head around it. Still can't get my head around it. But yes, so to let you guys know the plans and stuff that are going on with the channel over the next while. So travel plans. Obviously, first priority was to get to Japan because my son is over in Japan with his mum just now, and with the borders being closed, that's something that we've still not managed to figure a way around. So yeah, that is just a little bit it's just a little bit sort of crazy, that whole thing at the moment. So we just need to wait and see. We just need to wait and see with that. From what I gather, I can get some sort of special visa from the Japanese government. So I need to talk to the embassy in Stockholm and see what they can come up with, because apparently there are a few sort of uh, exceptional circumstance things that there's a few extenuating circumstance things that can let us have that can let me get a visa. So hopefully we can sort something like that out as well. We need to see, but yeah, fingers crossed that works out. But yeah, I'm seeing we've got a few comments. So we've got Joe watching from over in the Pacific Northwest. Hello, Joe. How's it going? We've got Christopher Gustafsson. Hello, hello. And we've got Arno. I found your channel because of it. Yeah, the Reddit thing is awesome. And we've got Thomas from Thomas Open in the Netherlands. He's watching. We've got Paul from PA Brew News. Yep, nice to see both of you guys here. And we've got Mersey Beers as well. Nice to see you, Adam. Nice to see you. Just watched the most boring Liverpool derby ever. I don't watch English football. I watch the Bundesliga, but then again, it's always Munich. Just kind of buying the league really. But I still love watching Dortmund. That never gets old. But yeah, no, just to let you know the travel plans. As I say, Japan is the first priority. So as I say, I need to speak to the Japanese embassy and see if we can sort out a visa there. That'll be the first. That'll be the that's definitely the first thing that we want to sort out. How long that takes, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, beyond that, there's a few things kind of in the mix as well. So in August, I will be going to Estonia. My good friend Einar from back in the Aberdeen chemistry days, he's getting married on the 8th of August. And I think I'm going to go out maybe like about a week or so before So I think I was planning like the 1st to the 10th of August, if I remember rightly. So I'm going to get that booked up pretty soon because it looks like the borders are open. Apparently on the 26th, so next week, the border to Copenhagen is opening again to Skåne County. So yeah, it's we need to see how that goes. So yeah, that'd be nice. I can get over to Copenhagen again and do some more filming and things like that, which would be awesome. But yeah, Estonia, I think, will be around the 31st of August. Sorry, the 31st of July until about the 10th of August. I think I was looking at. That was when I found the good flight prices and stuff. So yeah, within that, we'll see if we can set up some brewery interviews and things like that in Estonia. I'm planning to go to Tallinn, obviously, because that's where Einar's from. I'm going to go down to Tartu, where I've been before. That's a really nice city. And then I want to get out to the west and go to Pärnu, because I've heard that that is the summer capital. So we'll be doing a little bit of a tour around Estonia. I need to decide whether to rent a car for a few days. Obviously, I don't need the car in Tallinn, but we'll maybe renting a car for the next few days. For the few days between that might be a good shout, actually. So, but obviously, if I'm doing some beering, maybe that's not such a good idea. Maybe it's not possible. We'll need to see. I need to plan the trip a little bit more. I need to get the flights booked first, and then kind of plan the other stuff around that. But yeah, Estonia is on the cards for August, and I'm pretty sure that will go ahead. As I say, we're hoping for Japan. Japan probably would be in July, and if I do get out to Japan, it will be like maybe 3 weeks. I think I'd probably go out there for probably just a. I would think at this stage it probably would just be a 3 week shot that we would manage, probably in across from the start of July until late July is probably what we're looking at. But yeah, so then beyond that, the end of September is the Netherlands. Yeah, so we'll be going down to the Netherlands um, for the Dutch craft beer bottle share. That'll be awesome. So you're going to see Thomas, you'll see Remy, and you'll see Herben all featuring on the channel a little bit. We'll maybe do some live streams and things like that. We'll film some reviews together for everyone's channels, and we'll figure out how to do things. So yeah, we need to see about that. I need to book those flights as well, but there are very good deals down to Amsterdam, so should be able to make that happen. I might get into Belgium as well because obviously Chris Contreras, one of my subscribers, he's in Brussels, so maybe a wee Cantillon visit or something like that could be on the cards. We need to see about that. But the Netherlands is definite. Belgium, at least Brussels, will definitely be considered. I think we're looking at maybe a 6-day trip or so down to the Netherlands. I just need to see what I can fit in because I am sort of tied up with classes and other things. Actually, classes and work is going to be on the go next year. But yeah, the Netherlands is the next one beyond that. Christmas time, I will be going home to Scotland. My little one's first birthday is the 5th of December. So we're going to have that. He's going to have his first birthday in Scotland with my parents and things, which will be really nice. Then I'll have to come back to Sweden, I think, not long after that to do a few more classes and an exam. And then, of course, I'll go home again for the for Christmas and things like that. Terrible. My English is terrible these days. But yeah, I'll go home for Christmas. We'll have a couple of weeks at home, and then it'll be back to Sweden very quickly after the turn of the year. So the turn of next year, there's a few things in the mix. Michiko is going to be able to stay in Europe for a while. She'll probably head back to Japan, I suspect, around April. Probably about end of March, start of April that she'll head back to Japan. So she's going to come over for an extended period from. Hopefully, we need to see because she can get 6 months. We found out that she can get 6 months on the Japanese passport into the UK. So that's a good thing. So we need to figure out how long she wants to stay for. My dad is having his 70th birthday in February as well. So that's one thing we want the little guy to be around for. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, I think we will need to see what we arrange for that because there's a few. I've got a few ideas. I don't really want to say exactly what they are yet, in case my dad watches this. But we do have a few ideas of what to do for his 70th birthday, and we need to see if that comes to fruition. But yes, next year is going to be an interesting one. So next year, I've made a decision that this is definitely happening next year. I'm going to look at getting down to Slovenia, because I've been promising Davor for I don't know how long that we're going to try and figure out a Slovenia thing. So you will see. I'm going to go down to Slovenia, I think, at the start of June. I think at the start, in maybe the first the first sort of 2 weeks of June, we'll see about maybe looking at Slovenia and either a little bit of Italy, like Trieste or Venice, or maybe we can do Croatia, something, look at Dubrovnik and Split and other places like that. It would be awesome. I'd love to see Croatia and Slovenia, two beautiful countries that I've heard a hell of a lot about, but I'd like to go down there and see what they are. So June next year, I am going to see about getting to Slovenia finally and visit that. I have been talking. One of my friends wants to go to Ukraine, and this is one of the great things about working online and stuff like that these days. You can you have got the flexibility to go where you want, because as long as you've got an internet connection, you can go wherever the hell you want. So Ukraine, having a little look at the Chernobyl site, obviously Kiev, Odessa, and Lviv. So it would be kind of strictly Western Ukraine that we'd be looking at. Would be very, very cool. And obviously, I don't know how long my friend wants this trip to last, but we could go up into Minsk or something like that, because Belarus you don't need visas for anymore. So that is something that's on the cards. I would say that Ukraine is less likely than Slovenia. Slovenia, I am going to just book a flight, because that's something that's been put off for too long. But then in July, I am going to go to New England, because my friend Laura is getting married, and I've been speaking to my best friend from home in Scotland and my very good friend from over in New Jersey as well, and we are going to do a little bit of a beer tour around the wedding. So Laura gets married on the 3rd of July. This was the trip that was supposed to happen this September, incidentally. This was the time. So basically the September American trip that was planned is being shifted to next July. So that'll be, I think I want to spend maybe about 3 weeks in the States, because I've got good friends in New Jersey that I'd like to go around and visit. We will see about getting a visit to Massive Matt, and who's in South Jersey, and then we've got Paul, who's not far away in Pennsylvania as well. So I really want to meet up with those two guys. So we'll definitely be seeing about that. And then obviously we've got Laura's wedding. I'm going to try and time that to be at the end of the trip, because obviously if we stay into July too much, then that's when things start to get expensive. So we want to try and avoid that, obviously. But yeah, beyond that, I need to figure out, because I think next summer I obviously will be going out to Asia again. And I think we were talking about, I've got a friend who we quite fancy just having a bit of, relaxing Michiko and I fancied having a little bit of a kind of relaxing time ourselves and things like that. And it might be the case that we take the little guy and go to Manila in the Philippines for a while. So we'll do that, because obviously I'm flexible because I work online. Michiko might be flexible because she'll be working online as well. And then I've got a friend there who can sort me out with a very nice place to stay and things. So it might be fly to Singapore, have a couple of days in Singapore, then meet up with Michiko in Manila. So yeah, that looks like it's going to be the kind of travel plan for the next year, basically. Those are the things that are kind of penned in. So yeah, first off, if we can make it, just to sum it up, July hopefully can get out to Japan for a little bit. Then August is Estonia. Then September is going to be the Netherlands, and potentially a wee trip to Brussels within that. Then obviously December, it'll be a trip to Scotland at the start, just for a couple of days. Then Christmas will be in Scotland again. So yeah, more Scottish beers and maybe some Irish beers, which would be nice because the Irish beers are really available in Scotland too. I've been wanting to review a few more Irish things, I have to say. Then, as I say, I don't know when Ukraine would be possible, if that is going to be in there. But as I say, then beyond that, we're looking at June. We're looking at I think the beginning of June for Slovenia. Maybe beginning of June for Slovenia for potentially. I think at least, maybe like 10 days or something like that. 10 days down to Slovenia is quite small, but if we need to see whether we do a little bit of Italy or whether go into Croatia or things, that's what will determine the length of that trip. And then obviously beyond that, it's America, it's New England, and then we're going back to Asia again after that. So it's one of the great things, flight travel within Europe. This sounds like, planning to do a hell of a lot, but flight travel is great. I've got friends in lots of different places that I can stay with. So actually the cost of these trips is relatively low, actually, which is very, very nice. So yeah, that's kind of summed up the travel section of this video as well. So yeah, so Adam's saying Premier League is better than the Scottish League. Well, that, to be honest, that's not really an achievement. It's not hard, to be quite honest with you. Riku is saying hello. Nice to have you as well, Riku. Thomas is saying keeping my fingers crossed for you to visit your wife and son. No, yeah, that would be very, very nice. I keep getting videos of the little guy and just seeing him like bouncing away and growing bigger and bigger. It's quite shy, to be honest. Just not to really see that in person. But you just have to get on with it. That's the thing, isn't it? That's it. Keeping my fingers crossed for you. So yeah, Adam's saying cheers to Paul and Thomas. Then we've got David is saying, good luck with your travels, and I may go to the Netherlands myself for that festival. If I decided, I'll let you know. Borefts. I think the thing with that though, David, is I think that the Borefts is actually cancelled, and I don't think there's any prospect of it going ahead this year. I'm sure Thomas was saying that it was 100% cancelled. It wasn't going until next year. So maybe Thomas, maybe you can comment on that. Actually, I'm pretty sure, David, the Borefts is 100% off. 100% off. Adam's saying I can get to Edinburgh in 2 hours on the train. That would be cool. That would be cool if we could meet up in Edinburgh. If you and Peter and I don't know if Rob's not too far away. That could be cool. I want to do a little England tour at some point as well. I've actually got a plan for a little England tour at some point, and I think maybe the time that I would go home, the first time I go home next year, I'll look at doing that, because I can fly to Bristol for very, very cheap. And then, as I've spoken to you guys about, I'd like to kind of dot over, do Bristol, see Harry, Cardiff, see Simon, go and see Craig in the sort of London area, up to the sort of Manchester, Liverpool for Peter and Adam, then to maybe Leeds-ish and York to see Rob, up to stop off in Durham, see friends, Newcastle and see Christoph, of course, and then back up home. So I'd quite like to take the long way home and go through England and meet up with each of the English guys in their home places. That would be pretty cool. So that's another trip that's in my head for the future, but I'm not planning beyond next summer yet, because I think I will need to wait for a few more months, I think, to get the Asia trip for next summer booked up. That's definitely something, because once you get out to Asia, of course, you can flit around there pretty easily. But yeah, that would be awesome, Adam. Went off on a big tangent there, but yeah, Adam, if you want to come to Edinburgh, that would be awesome if we could arrange that. Just try to think whether Edinburgh or Glasgow is better for beers, to be honest. But yeah, we can do that. That would be pretty awesome to go in to do something in Edinburgh. We could get a wee Airbnb, or you could come and visit my hometown, of course, which isn't too far away. But yeah, that would be awesome. So Christopher's asking me, are you choosing countries to visit based on the brewery selection? No. Estonia, as I say, my Estonian friend Einar is getting married. So that's the reason for going to Estonia. I was in Estonia back in 2013, and that was before a lot of the whole craft beer scene kicked off there, to be honest. So yeah, there was, when I was there last time, there was like Saku and what's the other one? Alicoq. There was Saku and Alicoq in Estonia, and that was it. So yeah, no, that was it. That was it back in Estonia in that day. So yeah, no, I want to go back to Estonia and look at Pohjola, Ulnaut, all of the other breweries, and I'll see what I can set up in terms of like brewery interviews, and obviously I'll do my out and about filming and things as well, because I've not done that in a while. I've actually been working on one project with I've been working on one little out and about project over the last little while that's going to take a little while to put together, but hopefully you guys like that when I've got it finished. It should work out, you know, pretty nicely actually, because it's a brewery that don't feature on the channel much. It's one of my favorite breweries, but they don't, as I say, they don't feature on the channel too much. And yeah, those of you, maybe a few of you know which it is, but I'm not really going to say that. But yeah, no. So Estonia, yeah, Estonia is because of A&R. Then Netherlands is because of the Dutch Beer Collective, to go and visit these guys. Then Scotland, of course, home. Ukraine is just, I've just been interested in Ukraine. I've got a good friend who's from Ukraine. I'd like to go and visit, and of course, I'd love to see the whole Chernobyl thing. Like, I'd love to go and just see that. Slovenia is, you know, Davor is one of the long-term subscribers of the channel, so I've been wanting to go down there. I had a good friend in university who's from Slovenia and is still based in Ljubljana as well. So a visit to Slovenia is long overdue. America's for a wedding, of course, and then the beer tour is obviously kind of beer orientated. So yeah, no, there's that. That's the main reasons for going to all of these places again. So yeah, Thomas is saying no. Boris. Paul is saying Happy Father's Day. Yes. This is the weird thing. The first Father's Day as a father, actually. That's weird. It's strange. My mum said she wrote me a card from Douglas. So that's quite funny. It didn't arrive in the mail yet because the mail, because of Midsummer, because of Midsummer, the mail's off in Sweden actually. But yeah, not a Drake. Hello, it's Axel and Vela's friend. That was Axel Vela's friend. Oh, nice, nice to see you. Nice. David saying thanks for letting us know. Yeah, no, this is cool. It's cool. If you go to Glasgow, visit the Grunting Growler. I've not seen Grunting Growler actually. I usually go to Valhalla's Goat. But yeah, Grunting Growler, I should go and check that out. There's a few people have recommended that over the last little while. I got a nice bit of filming done in Glasgow the last time I was there with the trip to West. I'd love to take Peter, Clueless Drinker. I'd love to take him to West, because like me, he's a big fan of the German beers, and I think he would really. I'd love to take him to West on the Green, and have a little look at that. But yeah, no, Glasgow. I need to do a little bit more stuff there. There's quite a few things. But yeah, totally going to be Green King. That's easy. On the eye. It's easy. You'll have Peter coming all over the screen. Oh yeah, Peter's got that weird obsession with the Green King IPA, doesn't he? I've still never tried that. I need to try that. When's the wedding? The wedding is the 3rd of July. So Paul, I think I was hoping to come over maybe sort of mid-June, and I need to decide whether to fly to Boston or whether to fly to like Newark or one of the New York airports. I'll just need to see what's cheaper, because obviously we can rent a car quite easily and just drive in that circle. I'd love to go down to DC and actually go and visit. I've been to DC quite a few times, but I'd love to go and I know there's a few really good breweries down there like Aslan, and I think it's beyond where you are. Is it about 2 hours or so to DC? Is it something like that? I remember it being, because we drove. I remember it being only about 3 hours or something between New York and DC, if I remember it. It'd be quite cool to go down and do that as well, to get down to Aslan and things. I'd love to do that, because they are obviously a very good brewery. I know there's a few other ones down there as well. But yeah, wedding is July 3rd. Bullman is saying Shilling Brewery in the centre of Glasgow. Yeah, if you check the channel actually, there's an out and about video that I filmed at Shilling Brewing. If I definitely filmed one there, I'm hoping I remember to publish it. I'm pretty sure I did. But yeah, Shilling Brewery. I have visited them. They've got nice pizza as well, actually. I'm sure I had a haggis pizza when I was in there, and that was great. So yeah, Shilling Brewery in the centre. Cancer Biat. I love that word, man. I love that Russian word. Love from Finland. Oh yeah, no, Finland is on the list as well. So yeah, Finland. Yeah, Finland is definitely on the list of places that I need to visit as well. I was hoping to tie that in with Estonia this time, but I'm not sure that's going to be possible. My dad wants to do Finland as well. We'd quite like to do a wee bit of southern, do a little drive around southern Finland and things. My dad and I like driving around, going to places, driving around, visiting the cities and seeing all the random wee places in between. But my mum isn't so keen on that. So that's probably something I'll do with my dad at some point as well. We'll just need to see. But Finland is definitely on the list. I've passed through Finland countless times because I usually fly with Finnair to go out east. So yeah, I always usually go out to out east to with Finnair. So yes, I need to stop in Helsinki and have a look. But Adam's saying Greyhound is cheap between Boston and New York. I'm forgetting about Greyhound, but I think probably that's a good point. Yeah, we could rent a car for the beer tour and then just take the bus. I could take the bus down to whatever I need to see. I need to figure out with Matt because maybe there's a train down roughly where there's a train down to roughly where he is, and then I need to figure out Paul because I know Paul's in the woods. Paul's a little bit west of Philadelphia if I remember right. Yeah. But yeah, one of the other things I wanted to talk about on the video just now, we'll look at the rest of the comments in a little bit. The other thing that I want to talk about is the Meet the Brewery videos. I've got a few. The one that I did with Hannes seemed to go down very, very well. So that's something that I'd quite like to continue with that. So the only problem with the Hannes one was that the sensors in the brewery, the lights kept turning off and things. But I think most people tend to listen to my videos as more of a podcast anyway. But whatever works. But yeah, no, it seemed to go down really well, and it's something that I'd like to kind of continue on the channel over the next while. So I've got a few ideas for breweries that I'd like to get involved in that. There's a few in the sort of Malmö, Skåne area that I know are quite keen to do it. So I need to kind of set that up. There's a few in Copenhagen that I think I've done quite a few reviews for them who would be interested to do a sort of meet the brewery sort of thing. There's others up in Stockholm and Gothenburg as well who would be very keen to kind of do one of these things as well. So you will see more interviews with these breweries and things like that. And beer, there's a few up there. To name a few names, I've been talking to Michael from Höjli Brewery here down in Malmö. I need to talk to Hampus at Remelöv Gårds Brewery as well. It'd be cool to have them on. The guys at Rocket Brewing were quite keen as well, so they would feature. I've been talking to Anders from Malmö Brewing Company. So yeah, those are the ones I've spoken to so far in this area. I need to try and make contact with Brewski in Helsingborg as well. It'd be cool to have them. In Copenhagen, there's like Amar and Tuul and things like that. I've reviewed loads of Amar beers, so that would definitely be cool to get them along as well. One of my favorite Danish breweries. It'd be cool to get a few more Danish interviews and stuff on there as well. I know that Beer Bibliotek up in Gothenburg, they would Daryl up there would definitely do an interview with me. The guys at Northern Exposure, Nordic Kiwi Brewers, they would definitely do one as well. I don't know, maybe I can see about organising something with Omnipoil and things as well. See if I can make contact with them. So there are a few few sort of irons in the fire, if you like. I've got a few things going. The guys at Breakeriet in Landskrona would be another one as well that I'd like to organise. And yeah, I'll talk to a few of the Scottish breweries as well. I'll see if I can arrange that before I would go home and see about visiting some of them, because I've got some very nice breweries local to me, of course, at home. So yeah, it could be cool to, if I can set it up. Williams Brothers are very local to me. We've got Harvesting as well, and they would be quite cool because obviously they're quite a bit older than a number of the other breweries that I've looked at. Fallon Brewing, they do some really nice beers. Actually, they're not too far away. Loch Lomond Brewery, who I haven't reviewed anything from in a while. It would be quite cool to see if I can get them, because I think they were the first, if I remember right, they were the first brewery in Scotland that had a female brewer. Actually, it's a woman that brews for them. I think her name's Fiona, actually. If I remember right. But they've got some nice beers. I haven't reviewed anything from them in ages, but that would be very cool. Fierce, I'd love to go up to Aberdeen and meet up with Fierce, because they always seem to get nice things from their reviews too. So yeah, I want to try and arrange a few brewery interviews and stuff with some of the Scottish breweries as well. I do miss that, being able to review the Scottish beers for you, because I think that is always pretty cool. And yeah, obviously when I go to Estonia, I'm going to see what I can set up. Davor, I'm sure, will help me sort out some stuff in Slovenia as well, because Davor knows everyone in the Slovenian beer scene. He needs to start his own channel. He really needs to start his own channel. I keep telling him that, because he's got some ridiculous beers in his cellar. He's got some really, really ridiculous stuff down there. Yeah, that's definitely, he needs to do that. But yeah, we'll see what we can kind of set up as well. But yeah, the Meet the Brewer thing's gone down very, very well, and I quite like doing that. I think if I practice it, I'll grow as an interviewer and get better at it over the while. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah. Mhm. Yeah, but yes, Adam's saying Glasgow Edinburgh was more or less the same for him. Yep, that can work. Definitely, we can sort that out. Michael is saying Grunting Growler, then walk over to In Deep. It's just next to Valhalla's Goat. Yeah, yes. I've been to In Deep before. I've had a couple of beers in In Deep. I always like going down there and maybe having one or two. I don't, to be honest with you, as I've said before, outside of the videos that I do for the YouTube now, I tend not to drink beer, because I just think I've ended up with a hell of a backlog over the last little while, and I've been publishing sort of 2 a day and things, just to try and get back up to date and empty out my fridge, and it has actually been a bit tiring over the last. It's been a bit tiring over the last a couple of 2 weeks or something. It has been quite tiring just to kind of keep up with that. And I think if I do it for another week or so, I'm in pretty good shape going forward. If I do 2 videos a week for another week, then that should be pretty good, actually. Because I've got a few Swedish beers left. The other thing to remember is the channel has been pretty Swedish heavy over the last few weeks, which is not it's not an issue. But as I say, I quite like having a variety of things. Obviously, me living in Sweden, in South Sweden, the majority of the beers are going to be Swedish or Danish, and they're very good quality, so I'm not kind of complaining about that. But with the whole COVID-19 situation and stuff, usually most of the foreign stuff, and having not been able to travel, that's the other factor, because usually quite often when I go to different countries, I'll bring a chunk of stuff back. So yeah, we've had quite a few Slovenian things. And it's been mainly there has been a bit of Danish because of the glass bank in order, but mainly it's been a lot of the smaller kind of Swedish breweries and things like that have been on the channel. So I'm looking forward to getting more of a variety in again over the next the next couple of weeks. So yeah, no, the channel has been Swedish heavy over the last while, and that will change, I think, within maybe, I'm hoping within the next kind of 2 weeks or something like that. So yeah, we'll see about getting a few more things. I've still got, in terms of what I've got in the fridge, I've still got a couple of beers from Riku's box. There's still maybe about 10. I think there's still about 10 finished beers that I need to film. I had a little bit of a disaster with a memory card, so 2 of the finished reviews that I had got destroyed, which I was gutted about, because the 2 of them were very nice sour beers, and I think they are I think the two beers, they are replaceable. They are replaceable, but there was one of the beers that was really weird, and that it was a really interesting one. So I'm not sure. I might be able to save that video another way because I had to edit it. But yeah, I need to see, because I think I might be able to recover the files from somewhere else, because I did have to edit that video. So we'll see about that one. That might be savable, but one of the other ones, I think, is gone. It probably is gone. So yeah, I had a disaster with a memory card, but I've been trying to. It corrupted, and I had to reformat. But I've got a recover software that might be able to save it, but the files seem to be a bit scrambled up. But I also, the more disappointing thing was that I lost 4, maybe 5 sake reviews, and the sakes that I had, 2 of them, I think, two of them were from the last trip. It was Kyoto, and I think one of them was from Nara. But there was 2 or 3 in there that were from my trip to Kyushu, and sake is so local that I think I would only be able to get those by going down to Kyushu, and I think that's really not too likely, to be honest with you. We need to figure that one out. I was gutted about the sake reviews. The 2 beers, I'm sure, like the next finished box, I can ask Riku to give me, or to stick in a can and a bottle, and that shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, I'm still gutted with one of them, especially because it was that quirky a beer, and it was this. I think having the first taste of this thing, it was pretty damn special. So yeah, I was really gutted about that over the last kind of week or so. I was depressed, and I think that in a way maybe lowered my motivation a little bit for the channel. But yeah, that's shit happens. You just have to say that. But I might be able to save the files. I'm really keeping my fingers crossed. So any suggestions that any of you have for file recovery and stuff, I've got a few things I can try. But if any of you have any like really good file saving recommendations, if you can, drop me a message through the Instagram or the Facebook or something. That would be awesome. Yeah, we've got a few more comments. I know we've got Craig. Yeah, nice to see you, Craig. Nice to see you watching, asking what's going on. Yeah, no, just thought we'd have a wee go at this. But yeah, nice to have you along, Craig. Nice to have you watching. So yes, the last thing that I wanted to the last main thing that I wanted to talk about on the channel was beer mules. So yeah, this is one of the things, I think I said this in a live stream before, one of the things that I'd really love to kind of set up, and I think maybe with this the growing audience that we have now, and it seems to be there's people from all over the place watching the channel, which is great. One of the things that I'd really like to set up would be, I'd love to have like a network of beer mules. So far we've got Riku in Finland, so there will be a steady stream of Finnish beers over the next little while. Like Riku and I have said, we're going to do maybe 2 boxes a year and see what we can get. We're also going to. I've also got Davor down in Slovenia, who will send me Slovenian beers when I ask. But for those of you that are in different places, if you guys are willing to do it, if you guys are willing to just arrange it, get a hold of the beers for me, mail them, I'm quite happy to send the money through transfer-wise and things to do that. I just need people in the different countries to actually organise this for me. So there's a few countries I would quite like to target. Norway would be really cool. I'd love to have someone in Norway that is, giving me some of the more random Norwegian breweries, because really down here, in the south of Sweden, in Copenhagen, you can only really get like Lervig, Cervicium, you can get Hand as well. Who else are we getting? Brain's not working. Amundsen, we're only getting these kind of breweries who, are not to be sniffed at. They're really damn good breweries, but I'd love to review more of the kind of random Norwegian breweries. So yeah, if someone's in Norway and can be my Norwegian beer mule, and obviously I'll send you the money for the postage and for the beers and stuff, that would be awesome. Italy is another one. I'd love to review more Italian beers for you on the channel, because I think it's a really, really kind of it's a really kind of unappreciated country, I think, in terms of its beer. The Italian beers that I've had have been awesome. So I'd love to get if there's someone in Italy that's watching and would be willing to sort out some beer boxes for me, and I'll send some money down there. That would be awesome. Spain would be great as well. I'd love to get more Spanish beers on the channel. That would be awesome. France. I don't know how many people watch the channel from France actually, but yeah, it'd be cool. The French craft beers, I was really impressed with the French stuff the last time I was down there. So yeah, it would be awesome to get some France, Spain, and Italy. I'd love to kind of target those three countries over the next little while, because I think they're very underappreciated in terms. Well, Spain's growing, of course, but I think particularly France and Italy are a bit underappreciated in terms of the quality of the beer that these guys have. Obviously, I think I'd love to review more Dutch beers on the channel, but after September, I think that's you will see more Dutch beers appearing. You will see the Dutch beers appearing quite regularly for a while, and I'm sure Thomas, Herben, Remy, and I can maybe sort out some kind of scheme where there's boxes are exchanged and things like this. So yeah, we'll sort that out, I'm sure. So yeah, Poland is another country I'd like to target as well. I know the Polish beers are ridiculously good. So yeah, maybe I need to talk to Pavel at Pivomaniac in Warsaw and ask him, because maybe he's obviously got a ridiculous selection of beers, and I don't know what the postage from Poland is like, but maybe he can actually do it if I order them direct from him. But I'd love to get more Polish beers on the channel. That's definitely something that I would love. So yeah, if anyone in Poland is willing to arrange that for me, obviously give me a message. But I might I think probably what I'll do is I'll approach Pavel at Pivomaniac about this. And obviously, if there's any of you watching in other countries as well, I mean, like Austrian and Swiss beer is something that hasn't really featured on the channel a lot. So to do some Austrian and Swiss things would be very cool. I need to get down to Germany and get some more German stuff done, some of the more traditional German things. Like I'd love to do I was actually talking with my dad as well about going to Köln, Dusseldorf, and doing Köln, Dusseldorf, and Dortmund. Trying some of the kind of classic Dortmunders, the Kulches and the Alt beers. It'd be cool to go and do some out and about filming down there and do that. But yeah, I'd love to get more of the kind of classic German beers and get more German traditional stuff back on the channel, because I feel that that's been neglected a little bit too. But yeah, the main countries that I'd like to target in terms of beer mules, if it would be Norway, Poland, if I can sort something out as well, then Italy, France, and then Spain. It'd be cool to review a few more of the more random Spanish breweries, because we're getting quite a few like Nomada, Garage, and Baskeland and stuff. We are getting a kind of slightly bigger Spanish breweries, but obviously it's a big country. There's lots of little breweries there, so that would be really cool. So in Europe, these are the countries that I'd quite like to target. Yeah, further afield than that, I know there's a lot of viewers in the States, but the postage price from the States is just insane. So yeah, it's always cool to review American beers, and if some of you manage to find good deals on postage and things, let me know. Let me know about getting some American beers. I'd love to get a few more like Oregon and Washington things and some things there. I'd love to get out to the West Coast. But I'd love to go out to the West Coast in California and do a little bit of beery tourism. So that's something for the future. My dad loves going to America, so I think that is something that we could that'll get arranged for the next couple of years. As I say, I'm just planning a year. I always try and plan the travel a year in advance, but a West Coast trip, and Colorado's another place in the States that I really want to have a look at as well. I've got a good friend who's in the sort of Denver, Boulder sort of area. So yeah, that's something that I definitely want to look at as well. Yeah, I mean, as I say, South American beers, then it would be another one that would be incredible, because I know there's some ridiculous breweries down there, but that's something that's relatively it really is relatively untouched. Actually, I'd love to review some more. I'd love to review some more South American things for you, but I think that's a bit of a pipe dream for the moment. We'll need to wait and see how that one goes. But yeah, I think that kind of covers it. So yeah, if there's people watching in like France, Italy, Spain, Poland, Norway. That would be really cool to sort out. If you guys are happy to do some beer muling for me, make a box up for me, organize it through DHL or whatever, and I can send you some money. That would be awesome. I'd love to have that. I'd love to have a little look at that. But yeah, we've got a few more comments. There's also BL saying thumbs up for Polish beer. No, absolutely, the Polish beers are ridiculously good, ridiculously good. Riku saying Spanish beers have really impressed me lately. I've had great ones from Garage and Peninsula. I've never tried Peninsula. Actually, I've never tried Peninsula Brewery, but Garage, yeah, they've been doing some really interesting stuff. And yet Polish beers, check out Ibrovar. Oh yeah, I've heard of them before actually. I'll have a look at that. I'll need to see what their postage is, but to get some, yeah, that might be. Look, I'm sure I looked at them before, and their postage was pretty damn expensive. So yeah, I'll have a look at that. That could be cool. We've got Charney saying hello, welcome. We've got Joe saying you should do more Meet the Brewer. That's in the plan. I don't know if you missed that, Joe, but I was talking about that earlier. More Meet the Brewers are definitely in the mix. That's something I just need to sort of arrange them. I don't know how. I'm not going to commit to like getting one of those up a week, because that I just think isn't realistic from the. I think that isn't realistic from a logistics kind of perspective. But yeah, more. There will definitely be more Meet the Brewer. You don't have to worry about that. It's just a case of when they can be done. So yeah, I've got a few breweries sorted out here, and of course mainly it will be like Swedish and Danish breweries, but then when I do travel I will try and arrange a few other things. That would definitely be cool. But yeah. Oh yeah, that's Adam saying, yeah, shipping is expensive, but the beers are cheap. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's definitely fair. But yeah, no, that's basically all the stuff that I kind of wanted to go through. So as I say, I've taken you through the travel plans. Taking you through the travel plans for the. I've talked about the beer mules, where I would quite like beer mules. Yeah, no, that's it. Adam, of course, Adam from Mersey Beers. He and I are going to maybe see about doing a kind of Swedish English beer swap at some point, because there's a load of new breweries in that sort of Merseyside area that I haven't really tried yet. So yeah, no, that's something that I want to set up with Adam over the next little while. So it's a case of when it can be done. But yeah, no, to be honest, that's kind of everything that I really wanted to kind of cover in this little live stream. So yeah, no, that's everything. So we can kind of just take it easy from now on. We can take it easy. So yeah, just enjoying. They've released. I don't know if this has been released in other places, but pretty much addicted to this stuff now. Addicted to this. The Pepsi Max Raspberry. Love it. I really don't know. I love the raspberry flavor that's in this. It's awesome. But yeah. Oh. So I've got a couple of other wee things that I'm thinking to do for the channel over the next little while. I need to host another live stream or so. I was thinking of copying Massive Matt's idea, and he did a kind of special video on the different beer tubers that he watches and things. So I quite fancied doing a little. I quite fancied stealing his idea and filming something like that. So you will see that over the next little while. People had also asked me, because of the historical format of the channel as well, about doing some history of the beer styles and stuff like this. So I've got an idea of how to do that, maybe based on a platform that's quite similar to Zoom. Maybe giving like a little beer lecture almost on the different styles of beer and where they evolved from. Maybe even showing you like a typical sort of homebrew recipe, and calculating the grams per liters and things like that. So it might be a mix of. It would be quite scientific, but it would also be kind of historical, and it'd be really historical and good for the home brewing side of things as well. So yeah, that's definitely something that I want to look into. I need to do a bit more research on that, but doing a sort of making a PowerPoint and all this kind of thing, that would be a really sort of cool format to do. I think that's something. So I'm looking at doing some beer history, beer style history videos as well, because that's been suggested to me over the last little while, and it's quite a cool thing to do with the. I quite like having that sort of almost pedagogically approach to it, the whole kind of teaching thing. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, no, you'll see that at some point. I don't know when. I'm quite busy over this summer. Actually, I've got quite a lot going on in the summer, and I need to see how busy I am with the university courses and working over the next while as well. So maybe I don't know. I don't know whether you'll see that the beer history style thing maybe before next summer. I mean, after next summer, things should be a lot more relaxed and stuff. That should be the time when visa stuff and citizenship applications and things are all sorted out. So maybe next summer is a good kind of longer term goal for that. We've got a few more comments there. Adam's saying that he's found a cheaper shipping source, and he's going to print it out. But that could be cool. Yeah, no, that might be. Oh yeah, the label. Oh, there was the label issue. Yeah, Adam, that was the other thing. Yeah. But yeah, we've got Patrick as well. Patrick Vora saying, "I'm really enjoying all of your reviews, mate. Learning a lot too." No, that's awesome to hear. That's what we want. It's the whole, for me, that the whole point of the channel, as I said on the stream, the very first live stream I did, people asked me why I started the channel. The whole point was I really just wanted to document all the different beers that I had, and over time I've learned like a ton about beer. My head was full of rubbish before, but now it's full of even more rubbish, and a good chunk of that is about beer actually. So yeah, that was the whole idea of the channel, was to kind of just to document the different beers that I had, teach myself about different things, and then it seems that other people quite enjoy it as well. So yeah, no, that's it. But yeah, no, glad that you're enjoying the reviews. It's cool to see that the channel's still growing and things like that. And as I say, the goal for the next year pretty much is I don't really give a damn how many subscribers the channel's got, but obviously I appreciate everyone who's enjoying the videos. I don't really care about exactly how many of you there are, just as long as you enjoy the videos. But yeah, as I say, the channel, the goal for the channel, I think over the next while, is to just to get a few more Meet the Brewers done, get a little bit more out and about filming done as well, and try and grow the Beer Mule network a little bit. As I say, I'd love to the countries that I listed, Poland, Norway, France, Spain, Italy. I'd love to get some more Beer Mules there and get a few more things. And of course, if someone's in the Baltic countries and willing to sort out some Latvian and Lithuanian stuff, that would obviously be very cool. I don't know how many new Greek beers there would have been actually since I was down there, but the Greek beers I was very impressed with. So it'd be awesome to review a few more of those as well. And anywhere random, I'm pretty much open to reviewing beer from absolutely anywhere. Russia, I'd love to get out to Russia. My cousin and I have been talking about a longer trip to Russia. So that's something for maybe a little bit later on down the line, but we'll need to see. But yeah, the Russian beers that I've tried have been very good. But we are getting a steady stream of like Zagovor and AF Brew and a few Stam things and other beers coming through, the likes of Systembolaget and in Copenhagen and stuff. So yeah, Russian beer, getting more Russian beer on the channel would definitely not be a bad thing either. But yeah, I think maybe now is about a good time to kind of call it quits on the stream just now. I'm thinking some of the other guys are interested in like a kind of a sort of co-person stream, but I wanted to separate this video because obviously it's telling you guys what's going on with the channel and things like that. So I wanted to have this separate from like a kind of normal StreamYard sort of thing, because I like with the StreamYard stuff, I like doing the unboxing videos and then bringing the other guys in later on. I quite enjoy doing that. But yeah, for the sort of the channel one, I did that. I might film just a kind of straight up channel message, a bit more of a condensed version of what I've a bit more of a kind of condensed version of what I've said in this video. So yeah, I will put up like a proper channel message recorded video, I think, at some point as well. I might film that tonight. Actually, and or tomorrow. get that up in time for the middle of the week or something like that. But yeah, let's call it quits on this one just now, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you've enjoyed the. I hope you've enjoyed. Oh shit! I hope you've enjoyed the live stream, guys. And yeah, we'll see. Also, we're getting we've got MC Stuttering Buddha coming in from Canada, and we've got Sam from Australia. Nice to see you guys as well. Yeah, no, I need this. I do need to review more Canadian and Australian beers. I need to find a cheap way to get those across here. I'd love to review more Aussie, Kiwi, and Canadian stuff as well. Actually, I need to arrange a beer swap. Kerry from Redbeard, he was talking. We had a little chat about. We had a little chat about organising a beer box and things. So yeah, we need to see about that at some point. But yeah, no, I hope that that's something we can sort out as well. But yeah, guys, let's call it quits on the let's call it quits on the live stream just now. So yeah, I hope you guys have I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. I always enjoy doing these live streams where you can just sit and communicate with you guys a little bit better, let you know what's going on. But yeah, I will put out a condensed I will put out a sort of condensed channel message for June 2020 over the in the next couple of days. I'll film that up and get it out there for you. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see how this goes. But yeah, it's been awesome to have this. I'll speak to the other guys and see if they fancy setting up. I'll see if any of them fancy setting up a little StreamYard, and we'll get that sorted. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. I'm just trying to figure out how to turn this thing off now. There we go. But yeah, no, I hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and I will catch you guys a little bit later. There we go. Yes. How the hell did I turn this off? There we go. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There we go. End stream. There we are. It's weird. There we go. Right, guys. See you later. Finally figured out. Found the window that I had lost. There we are. So see you guys later, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys. Maybe if you hang around a little bit, you might see a StreamYard pop up in a little bit. So yeah, you can jump on and we can maybe continue it there. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you guys just in a little while. Cheers.